Hey, what's going on, guys? I always hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is having an enjoyable day. As always, depending on where you're watching in the world, whether it's in the morning, evening, afternoon, I hope this content finds you blessed. And I hope the things today discussed will help you ponder and think on and see if you can apply it to your own lives. I'm just going to do a quick video and kind of ask some questions. The topic is going to be more along with to the men today. I want to speak to the men. If there are women who decide to watch, please share with your partners, your relatives, your friends. This is going to pertain to the men. And a little backstory. So I wanted to capture the experiences as a man when it comes to fatherhood. I did a video on my Freedom Fighters channel. I might have done something on my Rebuilding Community Trust channel discussing parenthood from a father's perspective. I want to share something and kind of I want to kind of pour my heart out on the video. But first, before I do that, I want feedback. Fellas, I want feedback. I want those to, it doesn't matter what your age group, it doesn't matter if whoever, you black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter, any type of format. I want to capture your experiences as a father. And I'm understanding that it's going to be different for everyone. I'm understanding that it's going to have different experiences. Some are going to be good, some are going to be bad, some are going to be indifferent, some people are going to feel neutral. But I want to, before I share my opinions and my experiences, I might have done so in the past. I might have mentioned some few things, but I want to really dig in and tackle some of these society norms and cultural review. I really want your feedback. So there's a few questions I'm going to ask, and I just kind of want to highlight some stuff. First question is, how is your relationship with your children? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? Does the mother make it difficult? So if you're in a relationship and you have a child, it can be if you're with the person, or it can be without being with the person. But I want to narrow it down to people that had experiences with having children with someone, and the relationship did not work out. The marriage did not work out. And I want to see, due to the marriage or the relationship not working out, does the mother make it difficult for you to become a father? Does it make it difficult when it comes to custody, when it comes to visitation, when it comes to child support? Are you working hard to get your kids? All right. I really want to capture this, because there is this view or perspective of whether it's a man or a woman, and they say that you should go hell and high water for your kids. You should really bust your behind for your kids. And yes, true enough. You want to do everything you can to be in your kids' lives. So that's a question. I want to see are you present in the child's life? Are you having difficulties trying to be there for your kids? Are you not trying to be there for your kids? Why are you not trying to be there for your kids? I want honest feedback too. I don't want your cookie cutter stuff. There's no judgment here. I'm not judging you. I'm not here to condemn you, because obviously I'm in the same boat. Okay. So there's no judgment if you're not in your kids' lives. What is the reason? If you want to share the reason, what is your perspective on that? When you went to court, for those who went to court to fight for custody or child support, did things go in your favor? Did you get what you asked for, or did you get screwed by the court system? Did you did the judge just put the gavel down on you and told you to pay this amount? Did you prepare yourself for court? Did you do everything that you could do to make sure that you had an outcome that you wanted? How did you react when it didn't go your way? And what I mean by that is, how did you respond in regards to, okay, I'm just going to pay child support only, or if I'm going to go appeal this decision, that I'm going to go back to court for custody or for child support, or did I just say, you know what, I'm done with this, I'm just going to pay the money and not be in the child's life, or I'm going to continue to do what's right, pay, child support, go abide by the visitation, and be there for your kids. What was your reaction to the initial judgment from the court, if you went to court? Do you believe and keep trying? So if you go to court and you lose, or you didn't get the outcome that you wanted, do you believe in continue to try to fight for your kids? Do you continue to go down that cycle? Or do you believe, you know what, I did enough, I'm just going to pay my child support, I'm going to see him when I can see him, and I'm going to keep it moving? Do you believe and continue to try to fight for your rights? Do you feel guilty if you're not with your kids, or if you're not trying to fight for your kids? Or do you feel guilty for not being in your kids' lives for those who choose not to or cannot be in the child's life? What do you feel about men that stop talking to your kids due to the drama in court system? What do you feel? What do you feel? What's your feelings and emotions about those who it gets to a point where you stop talking to your kids due to the drama in dealing with the mother and courts and dealing with the court system? That's highly unfair to men, to fathers. What is your mindset toward that? Do you look at the man as a deadbeat or a lack of a man? Do you feel like that he should continue to try to fight the court system? Do you feel like he should prepare more? Do you feel like that the drama between the mother, trying to deal with the mom, making it hard for you to see the kids or be a part of the kid's life? What do you feel about it? What's your opinions about that? Do you feel like that a person's continue to deal with that? Or do you feel like a person should, find a different alternative, find a different route to take? What is your opinions on that? What is your experiences? Share your experiences, in the chat. Leave, you don't have to be, if you don't want to be totally exclusive or inclusive, that's fine. But share experiences. Like, how does it go? How did it go for you and your kids? Are y'all kids good today? How's your relationships with the kids as they get older? You know what I'm saying? How when you raise your kids to graduation, is that relationship solid? Do they listen to your advice and counsel? Do they value you as a father? All right. These are some of the many questions, and I'm going to probably have more as I break this down. But before I share my experiences and really get into my beliefs in regards to dealing with certain things when it comes to your children, I want your experiences first. I want you to take the time to think about it. And if it's easy day, feel free to leave your feedback, because my goal for this video is to define and just differentiate between what is a deadbeat father and what's not a deadbeat father. It may be simple, it may be easy day for some people, but the societal culture and the culture that we have in America, in the West, and maybe even worldwide, where fathers are branded as deadbeat fathers because they're not with the parents anymore. With their mother anymore. And then they are considered deadbeat. But what is a deadbeat of parent? Is a deadbeat father is because he's completely absent, meaning he's not paying any money, meaning that he's not emotionally involved, he's not physically involved, he's not into their growth and well-being at all? Or is a deadbeat father someone that tries to be there for their children emotionally, physically, presence, financially, fighting the odds of court, fighting the odds of dealing with the mother, and their father is considered a deadbeat because he doesn't do what the mother says the father should do. The father doesn't abide by the standards that the mother puts on him, and also uses the kids as a grooming tool to mold them in the same mindset, to where the kids are now going to pull on the heartstrings of the father and try to get them to do what they want him to do based on, because they're kids. Where's the defining line and the drawing line between that? There's a difference between the two. So my goal is to get enough feedback, read the feedback, and not only compliment some of the stuff that y'all put out, but also share my experiences and what my end goal and where I'm moving forward in regards to children in general, but to my children. Those who say they should keep fighting. You feel a certain way about the man because he decides to stop. Especially for black men, we get a branded bad name because that women tend to group us into one category. I'm a deadbeat if I'm not with you anymore in a relationship. I'm not married to you anymore. I'm not in a relationship with you anymore. And they group us into a group of all men are deadbeats or absent, when there are some that may be absent, that may have nothing to do with the child or children financially, emotionally, physically, and in many other means. But there are some that just decided not to deal with the women anymore and decide to just be in the kids' lives through co-parenting, and then they compare them because the child or the mother wants the father to do them a certain solid a certain way. So I would like to ask and request, please leave feedback. You share it how you want to. If it's all negative, share it all negative. If it's all positive, share it all positive. If it's in between and neutral, share it to be in between and neutral. But I need the feedback, because hopefully at the end of the day, I can put something out that can benefit men. It ain't just black men, but all men that deal with these issues where they've been in a relationship or a marriage and they have to go through the court system, and they have to deal with the mother, and they have to deal with the standards, and they have to deal with the emotional and mental agony or mental weariness when it comes to dealing with your kids, and when it's so hard. I have a passion to express these things and put it out in the forefront. And I hope that people will respond and leave comments and share their experiences. And hopefully what I say in the next video, whenever it comes around, when I get all the feedback that I get, that I can give something that hopefully gives some perspective and give some guidance, or hopefully give an experience that will help them move forward in their lives and in regards to their families and for their kids, and having right mindset and attitude towards dealing with their children, especially when you're dealing with toxic women, toxic mindsets, especially when your child is being groomed and nurtured and molded into another version of the mother. And these things do happen, and these things are not said enough. They're not put out in the forefront enough. And when it's not, it continues to sit in the dark and sits on the sidelines, and there's not enough awareness brought to this. So therefore, men continually, for one, get into the wrong relationships. But two, when they leave the relationship and have children, they don't know how to approach the right attitude. The judicial system, the court system, the family law system is cultivated for the mothers. It's harder for men to fight. You have to really be on your P's and Q's in order to just get basic stuff. So bringing awareness to this topic is very passionate for me, as you can tell. Not only because it's personable to me, but also I want to see other men have a different perspective. And I'm gonna be candid and be frank with you that this perspective you may not like. You may feel some type of way about my perspective when it comes to dealing with kids, but I had this experience just as much as most men have. It wasn't just 1 year, 2 year. My experiences can cross to 19 years of dealing with kids personally for my own children. And I learned different things as I went along the way. You don't have to agree with my opinion when it comes out, but hopefully you can understand it. Also, and I'm gonna put this on my Rebuilding Community Trust channel. I'm gonna put this on my Freedom Fighter channel. So whoever watches these channels, hopefully men can see it and respond accordingly. I am going to mention a biblical reference, whether you believe in Jesus or not. I'm going to mention a biblical reference that kind of mirrors some things that I've been studying, that the Bible gives some experiences and examples of where a father or a man had to deal with separation from his kids due to the strife in their home. There's examples in the Bible, whether it was told whether it's told beforehand or whether it's actually happened through experiences. There are examples where men or fathers dealt with this type of stuff that's happening now. So I'm going to use some examples of that as well. And hopefully, whether you read the Bible or not, whether you believe in Jesus or not, hopefully you can apply that too. So long story short, I really appreciate feedback. If anything asked before from men, or if you're a woman and you're watching this and you want to share this with somebody, you want to share this with someone that may be in the same situation with their kids, or you have experiences where you may have seen it, where you may have had experience with a man that's been trying to do the right thing and they're struggling, you can also comment as well. If you're going to leave negative feedback, and it's all about, I'm talking to the women more so, if they do get on here and listen, and they saying that the father's absent and you're not providing explanation, is the father really absent, or you just bashing the man? If the father really has nothing to do with his kids emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, or is he absent because he's not doing what you want him to do? He's providing financially. He's making attempts to try to see his kids. He's trying to do the right thing, but he's deadbeat or not what you want him to be because you have standards on him that's not conducive to what you feel. So women, if you do decide to comment and leave experiences and negative experiences, please be reasonable about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Please be mindful of what you're saying when it comes to that. Don't just put out comments and because I'm bashing men. I really want to get to the root of this. I really want to address certain things that are hidden and that's not putting awareness on when it comes to dealing with your kids. So that's all I want to say. Leave your comments. Please respond. Leave your feedback if you like to. I'm going to post them on both channels. So if you want to check it out, once the comments come in and I get some feedback, I'll probably give it to a week. I'll probably give it to maybe next week sometime. If the comments do come, whoever sends what, then I'll address it from there. That's all I got. Please share. Subscribe to Rebuilding Community Trust, Freedom Fighters, Breaking Barriers Ministries, my wife's channel, Precious Pearl Ministries. Please subscribe to the channels because there's a lot of good information on there that you can take from and apply to your life, whether it's from the world's perspective in regards to law enforcement or lessons learned, or you can respond from a spiritual, Christ-like perspective. So either way. So y'all guys be blessed. Please share, subscribe. Take care.